Back in for Hawk Talk this week, Ryan Kasowski, our Midco Sports analyst. North Dakota coming off a 42-7 victory in Terre Haute at Indiana State to pick up victory number 6 on the season, 4th conference win, and the most dominant win and the easiest win in terms of just pulling away in the second half, Ryan.
Yeah, probably one of the more complete games we've seen out of North Dakota, offensively, defensively, in the elements too. I was really impressed with the way North Dakota came out and just started quick, took complete control of that football game and just never let Indiana State have a chance in that one, never let them crawl back. So I think Coach Schweiger and that staff has to be really impressed with the way that they played on Saturday.
And defensively, a couple of big turnovers, one that led directly to points, taking over inside the 10-yard line on that drive. A couple of sacks as well, a lot of different guys getting involved and getting an opportunity out there. That has to be really encouraging now. 2 turnovers last week, 2 turnovers the week before.
It certainly is, and there's been so much talk about that, and I know there's been so much pressure about, hey, we got to get turnovers, and you can see what that does in a football game. You know, you look at that fumble they got right down there, and then they go in and score, and then right away the air is just out of the sail for Indiana State. So those turnovers can completely change ball games. They have the last 2 games for North Dakota, and have really helped them, get victories.
A lot of different guys got their hands on the ball on Saturday. We saw Red Wilson. It was really his biggest breakout game. And you added him into the mix with Isaiah Smith, who's really versatile out of the backfield, carrying the ball, catching the ball, plus what Tyler Hootsman has brought specifically in between the tackles. And all of a sudden, you got 3 guys you have to game plan against. That's a tough trio of guys.
And what a perfect time to have it. You know, as the season starts to get to the end here, as you hopefully get into playoffs, those type of things, to be able to have 3 running backs you feel comfortable with, and really, like you said, Brian, that do a lot of different things, and you're able to get all those guys the football. I think it's a perfect time for North Dakota to be able to start mixing Red in there a little bit. So that was exciting, and injuries always happen too, and to be able to have just another guy back there to hand the football off to, I think is perfect for North Dakota here towards the end.
And not to mention Luke Skogna, Creighton Mitchell, each getting on the field a little bit to get their feet wet late in that game against Indiana State. Tommy Schuster becoming the all-time leading passer in North Dakota history, passing Todd Kovash in total yardage, and maybe the most unlikely guy to do it coming into this program. That's really turned into a great story for this team and for him.
Yeah, you just can't say enough about Tommy Schuster and the job he's done in North Dakota. And like you said, you look at him, he's not going to blow you away with size and speed, but he's a winner. And that's the thing, everybody keeps talking about Schuster, and he knows how to win, he knows how to command an offense, and he's just done such a terrific job this entire year, and really his whole career, leading that offense for North Dakota.
Looking ahead to South Dakota, a chance here in your final home game that you're guaranteed in this 2022 season against USD to pick up that all-important 7th D1 win, which everybody knows that's kind of the magic number you have to get to be considered for postseason spot, so to speak. And Ryan, you don't want to put too much pressure on that, but I think everybody knows what's on the line here.
They certainly do, and it's South Dakota. I mean, that's another thing too. Is this is not a team that you're going to have to force your team to get up for, right? North Dakota, South Dakota is always a good matchup. It's always a good game. Those 2 staffs have a lot of knowledge of each other, so I think it's going to be one of those games that North Dakota has to do what they did last week. Come out fast. Really, put your pedal to the metal there and just make sure that you are ready to go, clicking on all cylinders as the season kind of comes to an end here.
And from just a feel of this team, you sense the confidence starting to ooze out of different guys, really the experience starting to take over, relatively healthy, knock on whatever wood you can find. It just does have a different vibe than what we saw last year and even the year before.
It really does, and I think that was something maybe in the middle of the year. There might have been some guys that were just getting their first reps and really weren't familiar with valley play and how to be physical every single game. And I just think that you're starting to see that confidence. You're starting to see the reps they got earlier in the year. They're starting to be a little bit more confident out there. And I just think as an entire unit, that's a confident football team. And I think that they know if they come out and they play their best football, they can beat anybody.
And South Dakota has won 2 out of its last 3, including a home victory over Southern Illinois a couple weeks ago. Should be a fun matchup. Noon kickoff, early kickoff coming up at the Alaris Center on Saturday. Ryan, thanks for stopping by.
You bet, thanks.